Hey guys, I'm Brett, and today you're watching Drug Talk, and we are going to talk about the opioid epidemic in America. Alright guys, thanks for watching again. Today I want to kind of talk about the numbers, the reality of the situation, the epidemic that we have with opioids and pain pills and heroin. The majority of addiction comes from, someone having a surgery, then getting prescribed pain pills, and, one thing leads to another, snowball effect, and now you're addicted. In fact, there's so much prescribing and over-prescribing in our country right now that on average, every year since 2015 when they started really recording it, we are over-prescribing 3.3 billion pills a year. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's enough pills that every American could have almost 40 pills a year. That's how many opioids are being overprescribed. That's how many opioid pills are out in the world that are getting into people's hands that shouldn't be because they're not being needed or used, so they're being misused and sold. Middle-aged women are the people who use the most amount of opioids. It's just a fact. There's details. I'll throw a graph up on the screen so you guys can check it out in comparison to men of the same age. Generation X women and people with knee replacements are the most likely to get addicted. There's all kinds of other ways, but as far as statistics have shown, knee surgeries, surgery is the main gateway, but if you're a middle-aged woman who needs a knee replacement surgery, you need to be very careful with your recovery. So the epidemic is pretty serious. It's very serious. There are approximately 115 people dying every year from opioid dependency, opioid overdose. 83% of that, of the addiction comes from prescription use, originally being prescribed prescription drugs. The other, 17% is heroin or, just trying other recreational drugs to get to it. But the main culprit is opioids. Doctors prescribing patients opioids. And we really need to get a hold on this. I'm a victim of this. My family members are victims of this. I have friends that are a victim of this. Opioid addiction, it sneaks up on you. At first, you think you're doing what you're supposed to do because the doctor prescribed it to you, and you have pain, so you want to feel better. Maybe you had a surgery or whatever it is. And now you're taking your pills, but a few months go by, or your pain's a serious injury like a car accident or something, then you really need extra pain medicine, stronger pain medicine for a longer length of time. And the longer you're on opioids, the harder it is to come off of opioids. So the best thing to do is try to avoid them at all costs. I understand that in some cases you have to take opioids, and that's what they're there for, is the really serious cases that actually need it. Just be very aware when you are taking pain pills, opioids, that there is a very, very high risk of serious addiction. And this isn't the kind of addiction that you can just stop. It has serious consequences with it. The withdrawals are insanely painful, agonizing. They almost drive you crazy also. I mean, it's insane the amount of withdrawals. I went through withdrawals once for 40 days, cold turkey quit. 40 days I didn't sleep, I didn't feel good, I was shaking, I wanted to just shake yourself out every like 5 seconds. You feel like your bones are trying to eat their way out of your body. I was, doing the thing where you breathe and choke yourself to fall asleep just to make myself feel better, because when you wake up, you get that euphoric feeling of, from passing out. And I used to do that just to make myself feel better. After about 40 some days, I slept for about 30 minutes a day for the next week or two, and then gradually I started getting a little bit more sleep each night until I was finally back to normal. But what happens there is your anatomical clock inside your body gets kind of messed up when you're on withdrawals, because your nerves are all crazy, you're not sleeping, everything's all messed up. So once you do finally get through the withdrawals and start sleeping again, it takes a while for your body and your brain to adjust to normal sleeping times and everything like that. But that was one of the most agonizing things I had ever gone through in my life. So I can vouch for the pain, the agony. If I could have gotten some kind of opioids during that period of time, I most definitely would have. It's not something I would have voluntarily continued once I got that far into it and I realized, how bad the withdrawals were. And yeah, that's the worst feeling in the world is withdrawals. I mean, there's nothing worse. I mean, I know all you women out there have had babies and stuff, but I bet you if you find a woman that's had a child and that's gone through heroin or opioid withdrawals, they will tell you that the withdrawals are severely worse. When you're taking pain pills and you're either getting them from a doctor or you're getting them from a dealer and your prescription runs out, or your dealer doesn't have anymore, or he gets caught, or whatever the case is, and you don't have your pills anymore, the next option, people go to heroin. And that's why this drug has such a serious path and serious ending being jail, death, or a success story. Those are your only options. And when you end up going to heroin, the reason is it's cheaper. Like pain pills on the street are like $1 a milligram, when heroin's like $10 for a tenth of a gram. So the availability and the price is the main reason most people turn to heroin. But once you're out, if you don't have money and you're sick and withdrawn, your dealer doesn't care about you. He's not going to help you out. He's not going to call you when you're in jail or detox. All the people you're getting high with aren't going to call you when you're in jail or detox. None of those people are your friends. Once you get caught or you don't have money or pills or heroin, you don't have friends anymore. So that shows you who your real friends are.